Hi, Twin Flames. Welcome to this first ever tarot love reading, divine feminine, divine masculine reading for the Twin Flame journey. I'm Alara the Alchemist. Let's begin. The current energies that I've been noticing lately is that the masculines are delving into their feminine aspects. They're getting more messages from the divine, and their journeys are progressing along the lines of listening to their intuition instead of outside sources. I'm a divine feminine, twin flame. I'm in union, physical union, with my divine counterpart. We live together. I don't know if that's such a good thing or not. But it really provides me an opportunity to see firsthand what the masculines are going through and how it corresponds to other readings, what the other twin flame readers are picking up in the collective, and how the planetary alignments coincide with all this. So I hope this resonates with someone. I use intuitive select, so I just shuffle until the cards pop out, and I'll explain my layout on my reading. Hope this process improves. The left side is the divine feminine energies. The right side is the divine masculine energies. And the middle is the combined energies. The first row is pretty much what the present energies are, the current situation. And then the second row is a glimpse into their most recent past, what we may have been going through emotionally with our twin flame. That old third party coming in there. This one keeps popping out. It pops out a lot. I get the same cards over and over again. I use the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. I also use, in conjunction with that, the Lenormand deck to get a message of the heart of the matter. So I will have to look that up. And I don't know how to pause this, so I guess you're just going to have to roll with me. I'm a student of Sophia Charles, Twin Flame Community. I have used her program since I awakened in 2017. So the heart of the matter seems to deal with conflicts and emotions being brought to the surface. There could have been arguments lately. How it corresponds to these cards, let's see. Worrying about painful feedback, anxiety, nervousness. Also, news about a competition could be. Let's see what the birds say. The Lenormand deck is pretty straightforward. There's not much room for interpretation. And when they're put together, they have a meaning. And it usually, well, no, not usually, it always corresponds back to the spread with the tarot. Yeah, the birds are worry, excitement, gossip, chattering, spoken messages. So there could have been some conflicts where some not so nice words come out. Let's see where the energies are taking us. Yeah, there's an unfair situation going on here. There's not a lot of balance. There's an emotional roller coaster, if you can see how this card is on the waves back here. And this represents your tie with your divine masculine. I read from a divine feminine standpoint, of course, but there's an imbalance in their relationship, money wise, especially. There's a lot of pentacles in this. So, as our current situation is with the state of the world we're living in, finances are a big problem because of the jobs being shut down for COVID. So that's a major source of stress right now for anybody, and it, I'm sure, was deliberate intention to stop all of us on our spiritual ascension, because when we are without funds, we dip back into our lack mentality. First card on the divine feminine side is Eight of Pentacles. And this is a craftsman who has been working at his trade and preparing to sell his wares. And as you can see, he's invested most of his efforts into his wishes and desires, only saving very little for himself. The divine masculine energy has been where he is trying to ground his earth energies in with his 5D energies. And this time, with the planets Mars and Pluto being in retrograde, it's bringing about conflicts that need to be resolved. So if money is the key factor in the discord in your life, like it is ours right now, this shows that he is focused on balancing his pentacles. He's holding it close to his heart chakra. You know, the divine masculines are locked into a 3D mindset. They are supposed to be the providers. The feminines are the nurturers and the spiritual side, and the men are the hunter-gatherers. And they keep us grounded because, as this journey can tell us, we're up in the clouds dealing with it most of the time with our guides and intuition. So your masculine is really trying to focus on balancing out being a provider, you know, putting his crown on, thinking with his intuition and his heart instead of what's going on in the world around him. He's really focusing on directing his energy where it needs it most, which is to be able to provide for you, because that's really what they want. And the Page of Pentacles, you both are starting on a journey, working towards your goals and your manifestations. You know, he's wearing green, he's healing. The background's sunny and bright, but this is a slow process. The feminines, you know, if you're like me and you've been working on mission and you just haven't had the courage to jump in yet, this is showing that your course of study is drawing near and it's time to sell your product. I'll go over here to the masculine first, because this is where our strength has had to come in yet. You know, we've been on this journey as divine feminines for quite some time now, and everything we do reflects onto our masculine. So we have literally had to have the strength to tame the lion within. You know, what they have to deal with is 10 times worse than what we have to deal with in life, and our trauma that we resolve within ourselves energetically spills over to them. So if we keep this never-ending bond, the Lamescate infinity symbol, in our highest most thoughts, then we can, I don't like to use the word manipulate, but we can control our emotions so as to manipulate outcomes. And that's the whole goal, is to do inner child healing so that we do not react when our masculine triggers us. And that takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength to control your emotions. That's been a big final hurdle in our journey, is me controlling my emotions and overcoming fear of rejection and insecurities of codependence, because this is what I see mostly. You know, he has presented lately as, he's blessed with this connection, divine connection of the Two of Cups back here, but his third party situation is a nightmare. Most of them are. And so his tower has been crumbling in this third party situation, and he's mourning the loss of this. It could be a job, it could be a family member, it could be a baby's mom. Whatever the situation is, they are in mourning right now for what they have lost. And so we really need to be strong for our masculines right now, so that when they are finished going through their tower moment that they've experienced, they can turn around and see that their two cups of happiness are filled back here. And that will in turn lead him to opening up his emotions, because he's really realizing now that you are the one that has been in his corner all along. You're the one that keeps the light on for him. Many of the masculines deal with addictions. No matter what it is, it comes from a lack of self-confidence, a lack of self-worth in our masculines. As insecure as we think we are, they are horribly insecure, because life has absolutely beaten them down to the point where they do not feel worthy of anything. So he's not completely taking his mask off, but he is coming in swiftly, and he's starting to reveal more of his true nature and offer you a cup of emotion. He's on his trusty steed about to go across the river of emotions. The feminine aspect needs to work on balancing out their masculine and feminine, and we can really drive our chariot into bliss by doing so. This Three of Hearts I'm going to take as heartbreak in correspondence to this situation. And that's another thing that we have to be mindful of, is everyone grieves in their own time. So whatever third party situation your divine masculine is coming away from, he needs time to recoil from that. This is not a quick process. This is the hardest spiritual journey on earth. We are the embodiment of Mother, Father, God, and what was intended when we came to this planet to have a human experience. We came as one soul. When we split apart, our souls separated, and we have spent countless lifetimes trying to traverse the spiritual journey of self so that we could be reunited with our divine counterpart. And we are here to show the rest of the world how we go about resolving conflicts, because everyone is a mirror inside of us. No matter if it's the divine masculine or if it is just a soulmate connection, whatever is triggered in you from an encounter with someone else is just a reflection of trauma that has not been healed inside yourself. Because if you heal your traumas and release your burdens and resentments, then you do not have an emotional response. You're able to see that this is either a karmic lesson for you. I go through that quite a bit. But the recoil time is so much faster now. As I do the inner child healing and the work, it becomes apparent to me that the wheel that we are on, and the fool's journey, our lessons will pop up quicker the faster we recoil from emotional upset. So, as opposed to dragging something out for days, we may have a small blip on our radar of dipping down into our lower frequencies, and then we pull right back up out of it, because we realize that this is a program all set up for our spiritual enlightenment. The Sun card prevails. So no matter how sad this looks with the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups over here, we know that if we continue on our journey with strength and integrate our shadow self, that the Sun will bring healing. And this is all bringing us back to our childlike self. This card popped out, and this card has been popping out a lot, almost every day in my readings, showing a balance. Even though it's pentacles, it shows us that if we continue on the journey, that everything in our life will balance out. Our finances will balance out, our emotions will balance out, and we will be able to spread the good news that there is a way out of the matrix. Lord have mercy.